Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Sisters. And today I am joined not by our usual co-host, Mouselet 1, my sister, but by my younger brother, Mouselet 3.
Hello. Mouselet
Hello.
3's taking the microphone.
Mouselet 3 is here filling in for Mouselet 1. It's a practice run, really, for when Mouselet 1 goes on maternity leave in February when she has her baby. But actually, it's because Mouselet 1 had a last-minute switch up of plans, and we were going to do our cruise recap. So we said, perfect, Mouselet 3 can fill in because he was also on the cruise. So we have a lot of fun stuff to get in. There was a ton of big Disney news that we're going to get into. We're going to talk all about our cruise. We have a fun game. But first, I thought, since some of you probably don't know Mouselet 3, we should do a little interview with him just so you can kind of get to know him. He hasn't seen these interview questions, so I'm just going to go and kind of run down them and you can go for them. So the first I'm going to say is just introduce yourself. You can give us a little elevator pitch or something.
Hi, I'm Mouselet 3. I will say I listen to Sisters every week, and so I have always been ready for this moment. I know I've been waiting in the wings, one could say, and I know that when M1 goes on maternity leave, that I'll hopefully be stepping in.
Unless
But
this
I was
episode
very surprised to
bombs.
receive. Oh, well, no, it's going very well so far. The ratings are in already, and the reviews are looking great so far. No, I'm Mouselet 3. I'm the youngest brother or the youngest sibling of the three Mouselets. And I was a true Mouselet way back in the beginning, and then M1 and M2 decided to take it to new heights, and I said, "You two are far too talented for me to continue." And so now again, I wait in the wings until it's my time to dance in the parks or be on a little podcast. So I'm M3, and my husband is Mouselet J. If you're a true fan, you remember him back from our trip in 2020, and or he was just on the cruise. So that's
Are those the
my
only trips he's come
elevator
on?
pitch.
He hasn't come on anything in between
He's
then?
only come. No, last time he came was 2020.
Oh my God,
He
that's
was supposed
insane.
to
I
come
know he was
to.
supposed to come like
He was
4
supposed to.
times.
Yes, Jollywood. He was supposed to come, and then Mama Mouse had to come instead. He was supposed to come this past May, and
And
yeah,
Mouselet 1's
Mouselet
bachelorette
J has
party.
a
And Mouselet 1's bachelorette party.
and Mouselet one.
Oh my God.
That's right.
We're making
Mouselet
him
J
look
has
bad.
a pretty. He has a pretty busy work schedule, and it's
He has
hard
an
to predict. And
unpredictable work
so
schedule.
yes, unpredictable. And so he can't really commit to anything until like the week before, and then oftentimes it has not worked out, unfortunately. But he was really excited to be on the cruise, and he had a really good time.
Well,
Which
let's
we'll
not
get
talk
into a
about the
little later.
cruise yet. Don't jump ahead. Perfect. Let's get into some more questions. Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 of a Disney fan. Like, I would say that I'm a 10 out of 10 Disney fan. I have a rating in mind for you.
I would say I'm a 7 out of 10 Disney fan.
Oh, okay. I was going to
Is
say
that
I
fair?
thought you were a 6 out of 10.
I think I if it's about Disney movies and really Disney from like
Disney
a high
parks.
level, I'm
Disney
probably
parks.
Disney parks 7 or honestly or 8 out of 10.
Wow, I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, I'm just not super well versed on the Disney movies, especially the more recent ones. So that's why I have to knock myself a
I don't know
couple
if I
points
give you an
down.
8 for the parks. That feels like
8 or honestly 9, maybe even 10. Dare I say?
you don't keep up with anything about the parks. And you'll find out that in a bit, everyone, on news, because he didn't know who Officer Clawhauser was. Okay. What was your favorite recent Disney trip we went on? So you can do it since like 2020, basically. 2020 or post-COVID Disney trip. You've been on The Bachelorette. You've been to Jollywood. You've been on at least one family vacation. You've been on the cruise.
At least 2 family vacations, because 2022 and then 2025 or
Were you
2023.
Were you
I
there
mean
in
2025.
2020?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't there in 22, but I was there in 23. I was there either 22
Okay,
or
well,
23.
rate your fave.
Jollywood Nights. Something about that trip.
Oh.
This was November of 2023, and it was just such a specific trip to me because usually it's the whole family. Usually we're going when it's warm. Usually we're not going for like a specific event. This time it was just Mama Mouselet and M1 and M2. So Papa Mouselet couldn't be there, and there were no partners on the trip either. And so there was just something specific about the trip. Also doing Jollywood Nights, and then
Even though Jollywood Nights the first time, dare I say, stunk. It was way better the second
well, exactly,
year.
but that's what made it so that's what made it so cool was it was like I was experiencing something for the first time with you and M1, and so that was cool because we could kind of share that together instead of you guys already knowing how it all worked. And it was just a really it was a short trip. It wasn't a week long, but we did so many unique things that and like dressed in so many unique outfits. That trip just really sticks out to me.
You know what's so weird is that that was your first trip that was like not a typical longer like kind of Disney trip that we did like an event. Mouselet A, who is everyone is my partner if you don't know, Mouselet A's favorite trip is the same thing. Her September of 2022 trip where we went to the Halloween party and it was just like a quick trip and we did different things. Like that was her favorite trip. So clearly those trips are
Well, because all the other trips blend together. Like, again, I can't even remember 2022 versus 2023. Like the spring family trip starts to kind of like blur into each year's trip that we go on. And the bachelorette trip was fun, but it was less Disney oriented
yeah,
than the
it's
Jollywood
very
Nights
different.
trip was for sure.
Wow. I can't believe that was your favorite. Interesting. Okay, so then thinking you've only stayed at three Disney hotels, I think. Oh, plus like the All Stars. You've stayed at Old Key West. That was in our November of 23 trip. You've stayed at the Grand Floridian. You've stayed at Saratoga Springs and you stayed at All Star Sports, movies, whatever. But what resort do you
Yep.
want to stay at? Now, you could repeat one, but what resort of all of the Disney resorts, what's your like number one that you want to stay at?
Transparently, I don't know the resorts as well as I should. And as you and M1 have spoken about, our family like didn't pay attention to resorts at all. In fact, I don't even think I knew they existed until probably like 2 or 3 years
This
into
is
the Mouslet,
sounding
so
like a
like
6 out of
2019 or
10
so.
Disney fan.
No, you said the parks,
All right, I'll run through them.
which don't include the
The
resorts.
Polynesian, the Contemporary, the Grand Floridian, Wilderness Lodge, that's my favorite. Animal Kingdom Lodge. Have you stayed there? No?
No,
I've stayed there so many times now. Animal Kingdom Lodge, Saratoga Springs, Old Key West, Riviera, Beach Club, Yacht Club, Boardwalk, Coronado, Caribbean Beach, Port Orleans Riverside, Port Orleans French Quarter, Art of Animation, Don't
those are the
Interrupt,
ones.
Pop Century, All Star Music, All Star Movies, All Star Sports, the Campground.
If I had to, you should have asked me to name all those because the ones I would have missed are like Riviera, whatever the other ones were that you mentioned within that set. I don't know anything about. Like I know Swan and Dolphin because you can see it from Epcot, and I know the Boardwalk, which I think is a resort. And then, but then there's
I'm
there's a
shocked you know
couple
the
in the middle
Boardwalk.
there that well, because I've walked along the boardwalk. Like we enter through the International Gateway and you know. Anyway, which one would I want to stay at? Probably. Ooh, and here's the thing, I get them confused. Wilderness Lodge and the Animal Kingdom. What are the two?
Wilderness Lodge
Aren't
is
they
my
similar?
favorite. No. Well, they're both big theme. Like big theming. Wilderness Lodge is my favorite resort. It's located right near Magic Kingdom. You can take a boat to Magic Kingdom. It's lish in like every single way. If you're new here, lish means like licious. It means like super cool, super amazing. It is the perfect resort in every single way, maybe except like they could upgrade the gym. Animal Kingdom Lodge is located near Animal Kingdom. It has its own private savannah with like giraffes and
Yes.
zebras. Has
Yes.
Boma. You've been to Animal Kingdom Lodge. We did Boma.
I've been. Yeah, I've been to Animal
Oh,
Kingdom Lodge
oh.
multiple times. I just have never stayed there. I would like to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge or the Poly because I just feel like that's so
I'm
like
shocked because I thought the
classic.
Contemporary would be your pick. I was certain you'd want to stay in the
Or
Contemp. Bailey
no, or
Tower.
contemporary. But I feel like I want to experience the Poly. Like I don't know a lot about Polynesian at all versus contemporary because we went to Chef Mickey all the time, and I've been like the monorail goes through there. Like I know, obviously not well enough if I had stayed at the contemporary, but Animal Kingdom Lodge is definitely number one because obviously the animals just sound cool to me. And then Poly, I loved the meal that we had there.
Ohana.
That at that new restaurant.
Oh, no,
Yeah, when
Wailulu.
we ate outside.
Wailulu.
No,
No. No, that
no,
was
yes,
Wailulu. Yeah.
that that was like the best meal I've ever had, and so that definitely piqued my interest because it like the
Oh yeah, the
Poly is now
Island
is really high up
Tower.
on my list because of that.
Maybe you can come next year because probably me and mom are going to take a trip in the spring because Mouselet one won't be able to come because she'll have the baby. So you can come.
Oh, I was gonna ask about that because Papa Mouselet texted and said because of the baby, I assume there's no spring Disney trip, and like no one, we kind of the
Oh, I
family just
didn't
kind of like
receive that
moved on, and
message. I'll be
oh,
going. I'll be going in the spring, even if it's by myself. So
okay. Well, yeah, if we can say Poly, then I'll be there. but
Well,
it's
we could.
not. I won't be there.
Okay. Well, don't be greedy.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm
A
kidding.
couple more questions. How did you feel when you found out that we created the Mouselets in 2017? You were in high school. You just graduated high school.
I just, what month did you guys start it? Oh, right.
June.
It was like 2 days after my
It was
graduation
like
or
at
something. You
your
guys talked about
graduation.
that.
Yeah.
I
We
think I
talked
was
about
sort of,
we talked
I
about
think I
that
was,
on the podcast that you listened to as a fan of the podcast.
yes.
Oh.
Yes. No, I mean, as a brother, as Mouselet 3, waiting in the wings, learning my lines, practicing my choreography, knowing I'll one day be in the spotlight. Um, I think I was kind of indifferent to it. I mean, again, people forget, I was, it really was us three. Like,
No.
I posted like once or twice.
You
Yes, I
posted
did.
once and Mouselet 1, and I always feel bad. Mouselet 3 posted a picture of Mouselet 1, and he genuinely wanted to post it.
The
And
statue.
yes, and with one of the old like golden hub statues back when before the hub was reworked, and Mouselet 1 immediately took it down because she hated the picture, and Mouselet 3 never posted again.
And that was the day I left the Mouselet. No, I'm kidding.
And she was like, he was doing it on purpose to be mean. I was like, no, I think he genuinely thought it was a good picture.
Remember, I also did Instagram stories for you guys for a little bit while I
In our
was
December
at
of
school.
2017 and January 2018 trip.
Yes. No, I think I was indifferent to it. I certainly didn't think it was ever going to be this big. And especially in the beginning when you guys were making jewelry and ponchos, like
How
I think I
dare
was
you
kind of like,
mention?
okay.
Wait.
Mouselet's lore.
If you don't know about the ponchos, I mean, M2, I don't know if you want to get into it, but if you know, you know, and if you don't know, that's Mouselet's
Guys,
lore.
you know what? Come back. That might have to be an episode of part of Sitting on the Ground Talking for our Patreon Pit and Peach crew. Maybe we'll tell that on a future podcast. Yes, we did have like a small poncho factory in house at one point. It was the ultimate failure. All I can say is, and this is all I'll give you, this little nugget, that I got a quote from a factory to make a Mike Wazowski poncho, and they put hundreds of Mike Wazowski eyeballs all over the poncho. Okay. And then we decided we had to make them by ourselves.
Right, I was going to say, you got that quote and you said, I can do this myself.
And guess
And you
what? We have
decided
like
to,
500
and you know,
ponchos in the basement of our house still in Connecticut.
they were okay. They were,
No, they were a good
weren't
idea.
perfect.
No, they were good.
They were a great idea. Execution was fair, and how they held up in the rain specifically was horrible. I remember the paint dripping off.
No, that was a
outside.
different one.
Yes.
We would spray paint them in the. We
Yes.
tried a lot of different things. You
The
know
alien
what?
one.
This is a story for another day. Okay, I can't get into poncho lore right now. That could be
Okay,
this entire episode.
moving on from the ponchos.
Moving on.
Moving
Your
on from
next
ponchos,
question is why did you never do the Disney College program? Because everyone always asks us this because you love to sing and you love to dance. And people ask me that too. And I say that I wasn't really as aware of it. And when I was in college, I was just like, and now I'm kind of like regret it because I'm not friends with most of the girls I hung out with in college. I have like a couple friends from college still. But with soccer and just all the things going on, I wasn't willing to like leave my college life to go do something else. But now I wish that I had, especially because I'm not friends with most of those people anymore.
I definitely wish that I had. I know when I was in college, I was wishing that I could as well. For me, I sort of as part of my degree program had a study abroad in London baked into that program. And so if I was to do the Disney College program, I would have been away from my main campus for a full year because Disney College program would have been one semester and then London would have been another. And so it was just like kind of too complicated to do it credits wise, and I didn't want to miss an entire year of school. Also, I have to say, COVID happened in the middle of my junior year of college, and so if there was any inkling
Oh,
of me wanting to do that like senior year or anything, I did have kind of a atypical college experience
that's
after.
crazy that you were in college during
Correct.
COVID. Because there are people at
I
work
s-
who were in college during COVID who they're like, oh, I was in college during COVID. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot how much younger they are than me. But you also,
but I wasn't like a freshman or sophomore during
yeah.
COVID because those students had like a really hard time. I studied abroad in London my fall semester of my third of my junior year, and then COVID happened that following spring semester, and so it was like half of the spring semester and then my full senior year, which was definitely not ideal, but also it allowed me to get really close to the people I was living with because I literally couldn't see anybody else, and all my classes were online. And so there are pros and cons
And you
to
had
that.
additional
But I
special
do,
roommates too. You not only did you have your regular roommates, but you also had like 4 or 5 other roommates, the rats that lived in your apartment.
Well, then that's lore for another day. That's lore for M1's maternity leave.
That is. Okay. Before we get into some rapid fire questions, I know that everyone wants to hear your side quickly because Mouselet 3 has a habit of telling very long stories. It's kind of a whole family thing that we say. The Geppetto story, because we told the Geppetto story. Mouselet A now walks around going, Geppetto, all the time. I want to hear your perspective of it.
I was with Mama Mouselet at our house in Connecticut the other day, and I was looking to see if Dad had filmed that, and he didn't. My side is I'm sassy. Some might call me gay, but I call me sassy. I think even at such a young age,
Some might call you
I had
gay.
some
You
sass
are
in me.
gay. You literally are a gay
I'm,
man.
I'm gay, but when I was 6, it was only showing up in my sass and my intonation, and I was fairly confident. I was a bit of maybe too much of a know-it-all in that moment. And Belle said, "And who can tell me the name of my father?" And I just thought it was like the easiest answer. I think I was at that age when I was like too old. I thought I was too old to be answering those questions and being a part of that show. And so it was just like, ugh, duh. Like that's how I felt in my mind. And I did not say it like this. Geppetto.
Yes,
That is
you
like a game of
did.
telephone. No, that's like a game of telephone over the past 20 years. It was not that. I think if and I've thought about it since you guys first brought it up on the podcast a couple weeks ago. I think if I honestly had to recreate that moment, I said it like this. Go ask me the question that Belle asked.
And everyone, what was my father's name?
Geppetto. Like, duh, girl. And she went, that's right,
right,
Maurice.
No, the worst part was that no one said it except Mouselet 3. It was you in silence, and you said, Geppetto!
I think I did put my hand up,
You
like,
did.
because I think I was raising my hand, but it wasn't really like a she's gonna call on me kind of thing. So that was even worse because I was drawing attention to me. I raised my hand and I went, Geppetto, and then she looked right at me and said, that's right, and looked away and said, Maurice.
She was probably...
Also, Geppetto is Pinocchio's father, and I can't even picture what Geppetto looks like versus Maurice. They are the same man in my mind.
Maurice
So
was like
Disney,
Cinderella's dad.
Cinderella's dad. I
Well,
couldn't even
Prince
tell you what he
Charming's
looks
dad.
like. To me,
Cinderella's
Smee without a
father-in-law.
striped shirt.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, no,
I still don't
Geppetto
even know
is
what that.
tall and skinny.
To me, Geppetto is Smee taller without a hat and without the striped shirt, and Maurice is another old man that looks fairly similar to
I
the
would
two
say
of them.
Maurice, me, and Prince Charming's father are all the same in my mind. Okay,
Oh,
rapid
and
fire.
Geppetto is the outlier?
Geppetto doesn't look like them at all. Geppetto could not look more different. Everyone, if you don't know what Geppetto looks like, please pull up a picture of him. You will.
No, I know what Geppetto looks like, but now I'm going to pull up a picture of Maurice and see what he looks like, because I'm like, now I'm worried that oh.
Maurice
I
is
did
kind of
not at
short
all
and
think that
stout.
he.
Now look up Prince Charming's father,
Prince.
the king. It's basically Maurice. He's like a British version of Maurice.
Oh, he is very similar to Maurice. Yes.
All right, we're getting into
I
some
think
rapid fire
Geppetto.
questions. Geppetto is tall and skinny and thin. Rapid fire questions. You have 5 seconds, shot clock to answer. That's a basketball thing. Favorite park?
Epcot.
Favorite World Showcase Pavilion?
Ooh, China.
I knew you'd say China. Favorite restaurant
I
on
love China.
property? You're going to be able to think of nothing, so you're probably going to say Chef Mickey.
No need to put words in my mouth. Chef Mickey does hold a lot of nostalgia for me. Yeah, I have to say I haven't been to too many restaurants. Probably the Japan quick service.
You don't even know the name of it. Favorite character?
Geppetto. I'm kidding.
Mike Wazowski?
Oof, oof. Yeah, I guess Mike Wazowski.
Favorite princess? This is such a weird one, everyone. Just wait for this. Jasmine.
Who do you think? Jasmine? No, she's not my favorite princess.
You have so many Jasmine pins.
Well, I had an obsession with Aladdin.
I'm watching Aladdin and Jasmine, that movie right now in French. Okay, who's your favorite princess?
Honestly, maybe Merida.
Oh my God, I like
think she's
weirdly knew that
underrated.
you might say Merida. Merida's barely a princess in my mind.
Yeah.
Favorite show at Disney?
Either that or Belle. No, actually, my favorite princess is Belle, for
Okay,
sure.
it's Jasmine in my opinion. Favorite show at Disney? Could be a nighttime show, could be a daytime show, whatever.
probably Beauty and the Beast.
Ugh, that
I know
was
that show like the back of my hand. I know it word for word.
same, too much. Favorite ride? I think I know yours, but I'm worried. I wonder if it's gonna change. I was thinking it was Flight of Passage, but I didn't know if it would be Guardians now.
No, I don't think it's Guardians. I think it's Flight of Passage.
You love Flight of Passage. And last
I
question.
love Flight of Passage.
You can
Go
say it.
ahead.
Go.
Guardians is really cool, but first of all, I don't like joining in on the hype. Like I personally, because everyone loves Guardians, I'm like less inclined to love Guardians just as much. And also, I know nothing about Guardians in terms of what the story is or what the plot is. Do I know anything about Avatar? No, but it's we're on an adventure and it's fun to explore. Guardians is like there's so much plot. I'm kind of confused by it.
Okay, last question before we get into some big news that we have. Monorail or Skyliner?
I went on the Skyliner for the first time this year, and I have to say I was quite impressed. But the monorail is always going to be the winner for me. It's amazing.
Okay. Ready to get into some news?
Yes.
And that's what you missed on Glee.
Time for the Buzz on
Welcome
Maggie, as
to
I like to call it.
the Buzz on Maggie. The Buzz on Maggie. If you know, you know. If you don't, it was a Disney Channel short about 20 years
It wasn't
ago.
a short, it
And
was a
that's what
show.
I think. No, but it was a short. It was like Shorty McShort shorts. It was not. It was in between
Shorty McShort.
episodes
No,
or like
that was Shorty
Yep.
McShort shorts.
And the
Buzz
Buzz on. You
on-
think the Buzz on Maggie was a 30?
Buzz on Maggie
30-minute
Hive, rise
episode?
up and correct him. Okay, some big Disney news. Mouselet 3 will be joining in to share some of this. Price increases, that's the first piece of news, guys. Basically, anything that you could think raised in price, raised in price. Disneyland tickets went up in price. Disney World tickets went up in price. Annual passes and the add-ons like water parks and more, those things, those all went up in price. Parking, that went up at Disneyland. Parking is now $40 a day, which is kind of insane. Certain food and drinks went up in price. Certain merchandise, like certain ears, droids, lightsabers, resorts. Disney raises their prices in every single capacity. So this happens every other year, kind of depends. But yeah, sad.
Is this as of now? Those
Yep.
prices are live.
The prices
Like, they
are
just
up.
made the
The
switch.
prices, they announced it and they're raised. So I will say Undercover Tourist is holding old ticket prices. If you're listening to this in the next couple of blank days, if you're listening to this, this week, basically, you could grab tickets from there. They're holding the old prices for a limited time. So little tip for you there. Okay. Do you want to get into the next one? I know you're very excited about this piece of news. He wrote this one himself, guys.
I wrote this one. There are new Bippity Boppity Boutique costumes. The fairy godmother's assistants are now wearing pants, not skirts. So they're a little more mobile, a little more on their feet, and they're now able to run a little faster because they're not wearing skirts and dresses. They're wearing pants. Okay, this is huge news, and I'm dropping it first. You heard it here first. Mouselet 3. If it was Mouselet 1, she wouldn't have said it. So just know that if you find yourself at the Bibbidi Boppity Boutique and you feel like things are a little bit different, a little bit off, you can't quite put your finger on it. Maybe it's the paint color or like there's different stones inside the castle. No, it's actually that the assistant fairy godmothers are in pants instead of skirts. Okay? Got it.
And if you saw the costumes, I'm like, okay, I kind of get it, but I wish that they had both options. I love that now all the costumes, like anyone can wear whatever costume, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Okay, big news. Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster will open in summer of 2026. They're retheming it to the Muppets from Aerosmith, and there's going to be a Muppet animatronic, at least one, of Scooter. There might be potentially others. I think this is exciting because a lot of the new rides and attractions haven't had animatronics of late, and people have been kind of like perturbed by that. I feel like Disney heard that and said, we're going to do some animatronics. And a Muppet animatronic is going to be like a good animatronic because Muppets are like, they're puppets, right? So I'm very excited for that. That's going to be good. Last piece of news.
Did you see the poster?
I
Did you see the poster to announce that?
Yeah.
Do you know what it was kind of inspired by?
Maybe Aerosmith?
No, I feel like it's giving like 60s, 70s, like hippie
I was
music
kinda
festival,
that.
like Woodstock vibes, which I think is like really fitting for the Muppets. So I kind of like that theming.
Oh, are you a Muppet fan?
I mean, I would say I'm a Muppet fan. I don't know if I'm a Muppet stan.
Are
but
you a Muppet fan?
I like the Muppets. I like the
Wow.
Muppets. I think it's very
Who's your
cool.
favorite Muppet?
I
Could you name a Muppet to have a favorite? You can't say Kermit.
no, not Kermit. Probably Miss Piggy. She's funny, but she's also so annoying.
Oh
I kind
no,
of
Miss
like
Piggy's terrible.
Grover,
He's on Sesame
or is he
Street.
from Sesame Street?
Grover lives on Sesame Street. He's not. I mean, he is a Muppet, but he's not like one of the Muppets. Okay.
He is a Muppet.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a Muppet, and I
Okay.
stand by that.
Wow, that's
No,
ridiculous.
Fozzie. But no, who's the penguin who's like trying to run the show, the stage manager of Muppet Vision
He's just
3D?
like the Penguin Man. I don't know. I don't know if he has a name. We should ask Taryn. Taryn loves the Muppets. Okay, last piece of news, please. Speaking of animatronics.
So this is huge. Yeah, speaking of animatronics, this is huge news. And I feel like Disney's kind of been building up to this one for a couple of months now. So we are announcing this first.
We're not.
It isn't
He's
listed
being
anywhere else. So
facetious.
Disney sent this press release. There is a new Zootopia animatronic, Officer Clawhauser, which is really exciting for all the Zootopia stands. And it was announced that previews for Zootopia Better Together are starting. And so we're going to
Can you
start seeing
just, for the
some
people who don't,
previews.
wait, for the people, for the people who don't know, can you just tell us a little bit about Zootopia Better Together?
So Zootopia Better Together is a new kind of attraction and or ride. People say it's maybe one or the other. We don't know until the previews happen. That Disney is opening up in one of their U.S. parks, whether it's over in Disney World or Disneyland, kind of TBD. But it's coming. It's coming soon. No date has been announced. But we do know that there's an
A date
animatronic
has,
Clawhauser.
okay,
Which
dates have been announced.
I-
And this is, guys, if you don't
well,
know,
I
this is
just- I
the
feel
new
like it's-
show we're placing. It's Tough to Be a Bug at Animal Kingdom in the Tree of Life Theater.
Oh, I did know
Oh,
this.
and
And I
Officer
feel like this is
Clawhauser.
exciting that there's an. I blame your horrible Wi-Fi. Please go ahead, ladies first.
Guys, if you're listening on, I haven't acknowledged this, but if you're listening on audio, my Wi-Fi is terrible right now. If you're listening on video, you can tell. It's a bummer. It's just the Wi-Fi in my town is just not very good. Officer Clawhauser is the police officer tiger from the movie who eats donuts.
And I feel like this is kind of exciting because a lot of the newer attractions and rides that Disney's opened up recently, like, haven't really had animatronics. So it's kind of nice to see an animatronic in this new show. I'm excited about that. And just, to see a tiger on stage is always really exciting. So
if you're a
I cannot wait
DVC
for that.
member, if you're a cast member, if you're an annual pass holder, previews are starting to be released for this show. So if you're in the area and you want to try to grab one, they're going to be doing a soft opening type thing, definitely, probably as well. So all very exciting news. But now it is time to get into our main topic, which is our cruise. We just got back from a Disney cruise on the Disney Wish. Me and Mouselet One this is our third cruise. Almost everyone else, this is their first cruise. Mouselet C, it was his second, if we want to get into the details there. So we decided to bring our family on a cruise. I am actually shocked that we were able to kind of pull it off. It was I guess they call it a 4-day cruise, but really it was a 3-day cruise. We got on kind of midday on Friday.
2.5.
But they call it 4 days.
2.5.
They call it a 4-day cruise.
To be specific.
We got
That's
on
crazy.
Friday around noon, and then we had all of Saturday, all of Sunday, and then we were off the ship by Monday at 7:30 a.m. So it was a short cruise. We chose that on purpose just because, one, like PTO, vacation time, whatever, and two, just like having people try a cruise for the first time, it's good to do a shorter itinerary. That's actually the only length of cruise we've ever done as well. But it was so much fun. We did Nassau in the Bahamas. We did Castaway Key, and we spent a lot of fun family time. And so I thought a good place to start before a couple of kind of questions that people asked were pits and peaches. Our experience. A pit is
Here we
the
go.
low point. A peach is the high point. Take it away.
I will start. We're going to go through the pits first and then go through the peaches. So my first pit was I was not able to ride the Aqua Mouse. And if you don't know, the Aqua Mouse is the water
Well, you don't
slide
know
or
either
one
because
of
you
the.
didn't ride it.
Well, I can define it. I stayed up late thinking about it. So it's one of the 2 water slides on the Disney Wish, but it is specific, or the thing about the Aqua Mouse is, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it has like it's motorized. So when you get on
It's
the
like
tube,
Crush
you
and
go
Gusher.
up,
It's like a water roller coaster.
except at the top, you're let off of the
Oh, there's
track,
nope.
and
Then
then
you
you
go
just
and
go
you're
down.
propelled down. You would know that you did that if you had the chance to ride it, but he didn't want to ride it in the morning. He
And
didn't
the
want to ride it
reason
at night because he didn't want to mess up his hair. And then he saved it until it was too late and it was thunderstorming. So
I don't know if I didn't want to ride it in the morning. I didn't know that you and Papa Mouse were even going to do it. And then in the afternoon,
hmm,
I had my massage. We kind of didn't really have much time for it. Anyway,
I rode it
I
twice.
specifically reserved it for after after Castaway Key, and that's right, that's right. I did. There was one moment when I could have ridden it. I was in line for it, and they said that the wait time was going to be 25 minutes, and dinner
20.
was 40 minutes from then. 20 minutes plus 5 minutes for the ride. And dinner was 40 minutes from then. And the previous night, I had been super rushed to get to dinner. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make the smart decision and not hold everybody up. And I don't think we should go on. And then Mama Mouse really wanted to go on. So M2 was very kind and took her on. And
I
then the
rode in
next
my
day,
clothes.
it
I
started
literally
storming.
rode in my actual clothes. If you want to ride the Aqua Mouse, guys, the best time to do it is going to be in the morning after breakfast because the line won't be long, or on a day that like everyone is out at like Castaway Key would have been a good time, or Nassau. But don't save it till the end because the last 2 cruises we've been on, it stormed after Castaway Key and the pools have to close. So that's a good pit. I agree. I think it stinks that you didn't get to ride it because it is fun, but it's not like the most amazing thing ever, but it is fun. My first pit is the Little Mermaid show. Mouselet 3 is making a shocked face. The cast, very, very talented, but I went to that show not really
You
wanting,
wouldn't know.
just
You
like
were
giving
asleep
them
the
a
whole time.
compliment. No, I was awake for part of it. I don't really like retellings, shows that are like laid out like as a retelling, and I'm not that into shows like that in general. First off, there are multiple shows at Disney or like movies that watching them so many times at Disney World has like ruined them for me. Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, pretty much those two. Those ones have just been killed for me. Lion King, because I've seen those shows
Lion King, I mean,
so many times. And so I didn't really feel the need to see The Little Mermaid, but everyone wanted to go. And so I went and it was an hour and I thought it was 30 minutes. And it was just like, the singing was good, but I wasn't interested. And the Moana show on the Treasure was the best show I've ever seen in my entire life. I literally cried because it was so good. And I don't do that ever. And that one was just like, it was good. It was a good show, but it wasn't
let
anything.
me
Oh,
let me clarify a couple things here.
oh,
First of all, Beauty and the Beast being like, Beauty and the Beast too well, I completely understand. Voyage of the Little Mermaid is like a 15-minute show and skips over so much.
they
Yes,
redid
you
it.
hear it like Under the Sea and Part of Your World. Yes, okay, and it's still the same length,
Well,
I believe.
yep.
And you only seen the redone version once. But Little Mermaid, I don't think that you knowing it so well like is the reason you didn't like it, because they did a lot of they used a lot of like the Broadway versions songs, and um it was clearly like adapted from the Disney Broadway Little Mermaid that was on Broadway back in like 10 years ago or something. Also, if you don't know, little tidbit, M3 here is a huge theater guy. I studied theater in school, in case you couldn't tell.
This should have probably been
I
in your
studied theater in
elevator
school.
pitch.
Correct. And I actually worked on a Broadway show, and I used to live in New York City and doing theater, and now I actually
You gave it all up.
don't do that anymore. Well, because money and my nights and weekends are important to me. But I still have a huge passion for theater, and that's why I went to all 3 shows on the Wish. I will say it did say that The Little Mermaid was 1 hour in the app, so everybody knew that going into it. And I did see that it was going to be a retelling, and I agree with them too, that theater that's like, let's open a box and put on a hat and now I'm this character is I think that trope is like a little tired, and I wish that they'd
trope,
just kind of
yeah.
done the I wish that they'd just done The Little Mermaid instead of like random villagers finding a treasure chest and deciding to retell the story. But I thought that it was absolutely insane that that show could be done on a moving cruise ship. I thought it was very impressive that the performers who we'd seen in a different show the night before, I saw them in a different show the night after. We'd seen them in other, well, no, I think that's the only entertainment they're a part of on board. Still, it was very impressive that they were able to do all of that. And you just kind of forgot that you were on a cruise ship. So I thought it was good. I will say I was the only person who stayed awake the entire time, except
Mouselet
Mouselet. He was awake. He was awake the whole time, because I would have never let him fall asleep. But Mouselet 2, Mouselet 1, Mama,
I was
Papa
literally
Mouselet, and
falling.
Mouselet
I
C
was
all were
dreaming.
asleep.
I was so tired. I was like literally having dreams. So no, like I think the show is great. If you're on the ship, you should see it. But for me, that was a bit of a pit. Also because I was so tired. All right, get into your pit number 2.
Hit number 2 was, we sort of already went over this, was Dinner at
We went over
Arendelle.
this on the Sitting on
I
the
didn't.
Ground episode or portion. So if
Thank
you
you.
want to get an
Thank
extended
you.
cut of the episodes, if you'd like to hear us chat, you want to hear a little bit more about some of our more behind the scenesy type experiences, you can subscribe to our Patreon, Pit and Peach Crew, and you can get the extended cut at the beginning of every episode, which is when we talked about this. But I'll let Mouselet 3 summarize it briefly.
Dinner at Arendelle was, it was the first night. I wasn't feeling too well. The ship was rocking a lot, and this was only 2 hours after we left the port. And so Mama and Papa Mouse were feeling a little seasick. My stomach hurt a bit, but I also think I was just getting a headache from sort of the boat rocking. I also will say Arendelle, the way it's set up, we intentionally requested a quiet table sort of away from the center of the entertainment so that Papa Mouse and everybody at the table could sort of hear each other. So we were sort of tucked away in a slightly darker corner, and there were intentionally no windows in Arendelle because I think you're not supposed to really see that
They
you're
have
at
windows. They're
sea.
just
You're
like
supposed to feel like
covered.
they're covered with a scrim that's then lit up from behind, and so it's sort of, I mean, it gives the effect of a window, but when you're on a really quite rocky boat and you want to be able to kind of see out and look at the ocean, you could not do that at Arendelle. And I will say the food, we did rotational dining, or the Disney cruise is rotational dining, I guess. And so we didn't know which restaurant we were going to be at each night until like a couple days before the cruise, maybe.
Nope, until we got
And
on
we
the
got Arendelle the
cruise.
first night until we got on. I'm very happy that we did Arendelle first because it was the worst of the 3 in terms of the food. I think it just had the most specific palate. And
It's
it's like
Norwegian food.
Norwegian food.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that impressive, especially compared to the other 2 meals we had. And so at the beginning of that meal, I was not feeling well. I was hungry. My head hurt. We were kind of rushed to get there. I'll talk about my other pet, which happened right before this dinner, next. But that dinner was not ideal. But the ginger ale and the food really helped me
I'm
feel a little bit
confused.
better.
Your other pit appears to be something else. Are
I'm
you?
editing it
You're
because I just
actively.
remembered what my
You're
actual pet was.
You're actively changing. I see what it is now. Okay. Yeah. So what I'll say about Arendelle, I actually liked Arendelle more than I liked the Marvel restaurant this time. So I did. Because my
For
Marvel,
just the food or for the experience?
the food, not the experience. I think Arendelle is a time and place.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt.
Oh,
Arendelle, I just thought the entertainment was, it didn't work for me. Like, just having Frozen type characters that are sort of Frozen adjacent, just sort of live in the world of Frozen, just kind of like playing some folksy tunes, I didn't love. Elsa and Anna coming out and singing like the Frozen classics was fun. But it didn't, the performers were good. I just didn't love the entertainment necessarily.
on the Disney Treasure, which is the sister ship to the Disney Wish, instead of Arendelle, they have Coco, but the other 2 restaurants are the same. They have Marvel in 1923 still. And Coco, I also love like mariachi type music. I think it's so fun. Coco was a little bit better suited, I feel like, for that experience. That is kind of like a big fiesta. And it was still a little bit chaotic. It's because it's the exact same setup, literally. But I liked Coco more. But this time I did like Arendelle. I really liked my food. And though I just, it's chaotic. It's just so many people in one big dining room. It's a little bit chaotic, but I did enjoy my experience there. And I do think it's definitely not like a skip if you're going in the Wish. Like, you definitely should go to it and experience it at least once. Okay, my next
I
pit.
agree. I also think, sorry, just really quick, the
Oh.
other 2 restaurants have 2 rooms. And so or at least Marvel has at least 2 rooms. I think it's mainly just 2. And versus Arendelle is one gigantic hall. And so I think that is a big part of why it
Yes.
doesn't really strike the same chord.
I would agree. I think it's probably was like maybe cheaper for them. I don't know. My next pit was that I was not able to go to any of the nighttime entertainment. And in fact, I've never really been to any of the nighttime entertainment except our first cruise when we played trivia with our table mates, which was so fun. We had 4 table mates, strangers. We all became like great friends. We stayed up so late playing all sorts of trivia, and like it was so fun. But other than that, I've never gone to anything for late night entertainment because I'm too tired. And this cruise was the same. I didn't get to attend any late night entertainment. So not much to say about that because that's one of your peaches later, which we'll get into. But that was my pit. What's your third pit that you just changed?
My final pit is something I honestly forgot about because it was such a blip in the timeline. Mouselet C had wanted on the first we had just gotten onto the boat and we had walked around, we went to the sail away party, and then Mouselet C said, I really want to go to Senses Fitness, which is the gym on the ship. There is a metabolic, I think it was like a metabolic class or metabolic, I forget how they exactly defined it, but it was something about metabolic where you can sort of learn about your metabolism. And it was something where we dressed in like workout clothes because we thought maybe they were going to have us do 20 jumping jacks and then like test your heart rate or something. Oh, we didn't really know exactly what it was going to be, but
Wait, so it was you,
I
Papa Mouselet, and Mouselet C who attended this. You went up there.
yes,
How many other
we
people were
went
in
up
the room?
there and it was just us three, and we walked up to the main person and we said, "Hi, we're here for the metabolic thing." She said, "Okay," and she said, "Well, since it's only you three, we don't have to go into the main conference room. We can just do it over here in this little like
Nook.
tiny little corner of the gym." And we sat down, and essentially it was there was a machine, which is, do you know what those machines are called?
No,
It's like
like a
a body.
BMR, body scanning
Yeah,
type
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Like it scans your body and tells you your metabolism and maybe like your, I don't even know. And so we clearly were going to use the machine, and so it wasn't going to be a jumping jacks type thing, but that's fine. And so she brings out a whiteboard and she starts talking to us about the body's metabolism, and it was only supposed to be 30 minutes, and about 15 minutes in, she had to like step out to get the whiteboard or something. And Papa also turned to me and said, this is going to be like, we're going to miss dinner at this rate because we haven't even gotten on the machine yet. And then 5 or 10 minutes later, it kind of became very clear we were not getting on the machine in this class. And this was just a 30-minute talk
Sales
or
pitch.
like uh,
Sales pitch.
educational content about the body's metabolism. And it was actually very interesting. And I did really, that's why I didn't think of it as my peach initially. I actually really liked it. I think I liked it the most out of the three of them. But at the end of it, Papa Mouselet said, okay, so can we get on the machine? So she concluded and said, and therefore you need to know about your body's metabolism in order to be a healthy individual. It's not just about exercise and nutrition, it's also about your metabolism. And then Papa Mouselet said, okay, so can we get on the machine? And she said, so if you want to get on the machine, it is $99 per person, and you can come at any time in the cruise. And we said, okay, thanks. And we walked out, and none of us ever got on that machine on the cruise. So it was kind of a letdown that Disney sort of didn't advertise that event as something that you would have to pay in order to take advantage of, because I do think they sort of in the description specified that that machine would be used. And so that was kind of a letdown and honestly felt like a waste of our time. And then we were a little bit late to dinner, and then we went to Arendelle, and that's how it connects to my previous pit. So that was just kind of a chaotic 2 hours. And if I could go back, I probably wouldn't go to that class again. And or I just wish I knew that I wasn't going to get on the machine and that it was just an informational class. I will say the content of it was very interesting though, and she did a good job.
Great. Yeah, I think that was like Dad's biggest pit, probably. He was like fuming.
Yeah.
My last pit,
Yeah.
before we get into our peaches, guys, my last pit was I was really excited for the Halloween and the high seas, which was so fun. Okay. But there was a special like Oogie Boogie party, and I was pretty excited for it. Mouse one really hyped it up. And we went to it, and it was not fun really for adults at all, because on the Disney Wish, apparently other ships are adults only. There were kids. It was a mixed kids thing. All in all, there were like the Halloween thing was like, I felt like all around me at all times were like hundreds of children, which is great. I'm glad they're having fun, but like not exactly where I need to find myself, you know? And so I just felt like I was like, what is the purpose of this event? It was just like Oogie Boogie was out kind of, but then like it was just like everyone was standing in like a gym, basically. I don't know. I didn't really get it. I feel like also we were kind of tired. For me, that was a pit.
I agree. It was just like, I think we missed the first minute, and because of that, we had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
Like there was some plot involved with what Oogie Boogie was saying, and then it was supposed to kind of be like a party, and then the first 5 or 10 minutes was just Oogie Boogie talking like up on a little platform, and then when it did become a party, it clearly was like, it wasn't even like a teenager, like a high school or middle school dance. It was like a child's rave, a rave for children.
I
And
would
so, but
agree.
there wasn't even that much dancing going on. It was just like, it was really late at night too. It was, yeah, we left, I think,
It was
within
a
about
pit.
10 minutes of the event starting.
Okay, let's go through the peaches. We'll try to be concise, everybody, but there's some good peaches. We had so many good times. And let me just say also, one thing we're not really going to cover is like a full itinerary of what was happening on the cruise, like day to day. But one, if you have questions and you're in the Pit and Peach crew, submit those as listener questions. We also have full recaps up on TikTok and Instagram. And then I'm working right now actively. It's Thursday, October 8th on a long form, like a YouTube video, because I vlogged the entire thing with the family. So if you want to kind of see like more of like the nitty gritty, like what are you actually doing every hour of the cruise, we have all of that content up. All right. With that, get into your peach.
My main peach, like my overall number one peach, was the late night entertainment. Each night we had dinner at 5:45, and after dinner there was always like one specific thing. And so I think on the first night, I sort of forget what it was, but the Pirates night there was like a
That's
Pirates
your
party,
mate?
and the last night there was like
Oh, the first night there
no,
wasn't
like the
anything.
Pirates party was like a oh. Oh, well, it was the show. I guess I'm just thinking of the show that we went and saw. Anyway, the late night entertainment I just thought was so good. As I said, I'm a theater person, so the first night there's a show, a 30-minute show in the Broadway style theater, and it's like Mickey and Friends, and they do, it's a good show. It's simple, but it's cute, and I was impressed by it. It wasn't as simple as like a castle show. Like there was sets and songs, and the plot was a little thin, but it was really good. And then Little Mermaid was the second night, and Aladdin was the third night. I went to Aladdin alone because I was so passionate about seeing all the shows. But even outside of those theater shows, the events afterwards, which mainly were attended by myself, Mouselet J, Mouselet 1, and Mouselet C,
The
as
late night
Mouselet 2
crew.
said,
Me,
the
Mom,
late
and
night
Papa
crew, as
Mouselet
Mouselet
went
2
to
said
bed.
she went to bed.
Yep.
Yeah. But we did Match Your Mate, which was so fun. That was in the Luna Lounge, and it was like kind of like a dating or couples. Papa Mouse has some definition for
The
it, but it's like a
newlywed
couples
game.
dating
It was the
show.
newlywed game.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Newlywed game. There was that. There was trivia. There was the silent disco. The first night the late night crew, went to the villains game thing, which we already talked about. Then we went to that Mickey and Friends show. After that, I think most people went to bed. We sort of walked around on the ship, looked at a couple of the lounges. Maybe we went to like a trivia or something. I sort of forget. And then we were almost going to go to bed, and we said, let's just look at the silent disco. I've always kind of been curious to try it. And it started at 11. We got there right before it started. We put the headphones on and we danced our little booties off for the full hour until the event stopped. It was so fun. It literally was so fun.
How many songs were playing in the headphones?
It was 3 channels.
3 channels.
And I'd never done a silent disco. And so
I did one
think
in
that's why it
college
was
my
so
freshman
fun
year.
too.
Everyone wears headphones. There's no actual music playing. And then you can be dancing to like 3 different songs at once. That's the premise
I
of
wouldn't
it.
say it's 3 different songs at once. You choose a channel. And so the headphones light up
But
in the color of the channel.
but like you could be dancing to one song in Mouselet, so you could be dancing to another
Right.
in a Mouselet. Yeah. That looked like fun.
was-
I am
it was
sad that I
just-
missed it. I will say. I'm sad that I missed it. That was
Yeah,
one of my picks.
and I loved the trivia. It also was, during the day, I think everyone is doing different things. You're at the pool, and then when you're docked, you don't know who's on and off the boat. The late night entertainment was sort of like the same crowd, and so we ended up sort of not necessarily making friends, but like seeing familiar faces, and that was kind of fun too, because then by the third night, it was like, the people who had been to the Luna Lounge each evening were back there together again. So I absolutely loved that part of it.
Sounds
and
like a good
honestly, that's
time.
what I would want to go on it. Yes,
Wow.
and you have to do it next time.
I
You have
will,
to do it
because
next
I'll
time,
be
seriously.
just I like to wake up early and go to the gym. Okay, my first peach though is the sail away party, which happens right when you're sailing away from the port. It's like 4:30ish, or was for at least for us on this one. It's so fun because there's like an excitement in the air. Everyone is so excited. We're all in like a fun outfit. We were all dancing. Like it's just like the best vibes. It's just like everyone comes out and it's just like it's cool. We were all saying this like on a cruise. It's cool because you're all there for the same reason. Everyone is there because they just want to have this like fun, special experience. No one's grumpy. I feel like at Disney World, there's like grumpy people everywhere. Like no one's really grumpy on the cruise. Oh my God, wait, super quick side note. There was one woman who was super grumpy. Did I tell you this at Castaway Cay? She was like screaming at
No.
her son because he kept being like, why didn't you get me these goggles? And she goes, we rented goggles, whatever. And I like, sometimes I have a bad habit. Mouselet A, if you're listening, Mouselet A has like, always says that I'll like stare at people sometimes like too blatantly. Like I should wear like sunglasses. Like I just like,
Correct.
Dad does it too.
Correct.
Dad does it too. And I was staring at her because there's no one else around. And she goes, To anyone listening, I've told him a million times, okay? And I was like looking around. And I was like, oh, she's literally speaking to me. And
She's speaking to just you.
Oh,
Just you.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging. um,
You were judging.
no, I like was just like, what's happening? She was like kind of that was
You were
one of the
observing.
I was observing. One of the only two blatantly. That was one of the only like grumpy people. I feel like her child was probably like irking her. So, everyone's happy. The sail away party is so much fun. Okay, your next peach.
Snorkeling at Castaway Key was absolutely amazing. I will say we snorkeled on the family beach, which is called
Pelican's Point, I think.
okay. There was a really long pause there. Your Wi-Fi needs to be a little better.
Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't my
That
Wi-Fi. It was just a delay in my brain as I was trying to think of what that was called.
oh oh well, that was fun, and we got to see like the things under the water, and that's kind of what I expected it to be. But honestly, I had more fun snorkeling on my own at the adults only beach. It was clearer water. It was a little shallower, which isn't better or worse.
It's
But there was
worse.
like no
It's
one
worse.
around us. Yeah, but I could like stand up and I ended up filming a TikTok of which maybe you should post this on Mouselets of me dancing to the cha-cha slide upside down underwater. And
Maybe.
me, Mouselet J, and Mama Mouselet stayed out the longest. But everyone was there at one point, and it was just so fun to just kind of snorkel around. I'd never seen water that clear. I'd never seen water that blue. We rented the snorkeling gear, and it was nice to be able to, at the first place, see the stuff underwater, but the lifeguards are watching you, and you have to wear flippers, and you have to wear a life jacket. It was fun to just kind of be able to explore with just the snorkel goggles and the little mouthpiece on my own and just kind of swim around and see fish and like play in the clear water. It was like really, really fun.
The snorkeling is so fun. Me and Mouselet One have done it now the 3 times we visited Castaway Key on the family beach. So you can rent snorkels at flippers and you have to wear a life jacket. It's required. Someone asked us that question today. It's $44 for adults. I think it's $24 for kids. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty certain. So, and you can bring your own stuff, but you do have to wear a life jacket. That's kind of the biggest thing there. It's really, really fun. And you get to see all of this cool stuff underwater, like Prince Eric statue, a Daisy statue, a Mickey statue. There's a Dumbo that was washed away in a hurricane or something. There's the old 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea submarine. Like, did you see the Dumbo?
Well, I didn't because but it didn't wash away in the hurricane. It got damaged, and so they brought it in for repairs.
Oh, Mouselet One told me it was washed away in
It's
the
not
hurricane.
missing.
Okay.
No, she phrased it weird. She phrased the first sentence weird. It was like something about the hurricane, but then she said they were bringing it in for repairs, so it just wasn't out at that
Okay,
moment.
well, snorkeling is very fun. It's kind of exhausting, honestly. It's like you get tired out there. But this time, me and Mouselet One
I
have
don't,
never.
I don't know if
Well,
it
they give
was.
you life vests that aren't like blown up. You can blow them up if you want. They're just like high vis. Otherwise, me and Mouselet One have never blown up our life vests before. So we're like we're like swimming it ourselves and treading water the whole time. This is the first time that we blew up our life jackets, and it really made a difference. I would recommend it to everyone. So.
You definitely should utilize the tool that Disney gives you, which are flippers and a life jacket. I had
And
to
Mouselet
teach
One
Mama
usually
Mouselet and
refuses to wear
Mouselet J.
flippers.
I don't understand. And then she complains about it being too exhausting. Like I had to teach Mama Mouselet and Mouselet J how to swim with flippers because you're supposed to swim with flippers if you're watching it on video like this, right? Because the flippers are catching the
What
water.
were they doing?
Mouselet J and Mama Mouselet, they were like swimming like they're trying to kick.
That's not even how
and
you
like
swim
flippers
in
aren't
general.
doing anything when they're just going. Yeah, well, it just wasn't working. I was like, you have to be like really fluid with it because that's what and when you know how to swim
Okay,
with
Flipper
flippers and your
King.
life jacket
Okay,
is
Flipper
inflated.
King.
No, I'm a huge swimmer. You swimmer king, best
No.
swimmer in the family, I'd say.
Well, that's not even like an award because no one in the family is a good swimmer. Okay,
Well, you did swim team and I didn't.
I did swim team and I
Tell
hated
myself.
every second of it. Literally hated it so much. My peach is Castaway Key in general, but I'll specifically say I love an activity. I just like love to do some. I say it at the parks all the time. I love the Davy Crockett canoes at Disneyland. I love like any ropes course. Like I love an activity. What? You don't know what the Davy Crockett canoes
Davy
are?
Crockett canoes.
Oh, they're so
No, it
fun.
sounds so fun.
The red ropes course, whatever. I love all the stuff like that. And I loved these water slides there. I love these 2 water slides because I think it's so fun that you get to swim out into the water. It's like over my head there. So you're swimming all the way out into the water and you go down these slides, you land in the water. I think they're so fun. And I also love biking around. I just love the activities. For me, just because I have like very fair skin, that I would have stayed out in the water way longer, but I was like getting fried as I put so much sunscreen on. I had a dermatologist appointment today and she was like, oh, you got sunburnt. And I was like, no, I literally put so much sunscreen on. It's just like my skin can't be out in the Bahamian sun. So I love all the activities we do.
I forgot to tell you, Mouselet J, when we were snorkeling at the first beach, he said, "Can we do the water slides again? They were so fun." And then I said, "Yeah, yeah." And then I completely forgot to
Oh my
bring him
God, I
back
would have
there.
absolutely done.
And
I
so
asked if anyone wanted to do it again when
I
we got off,
know,
and everyone said no. And I was like, oh,
I know, I forgot to tell you. And so I feel like he was sad that he didn't get to do them again because
he
he
probably
loved them so
was.
much.
They were so fun. All right, what's your last peach?
Yeah.
I know it's the same as mine.
I've
So
never got I've never gotten a massage in my entire life. And we went to Senses Spa. They hooked us during the open house portion of when you first get on the ship, you're allowed to go anywhere, into the kid zone, which you're usually not allowed to go in, down, in and around the spa. They're really trying to like sell you and just show you the opportunities you have while you're on the ship. We spent at least 30 minutes in the spa, just our entire family getting a walk around, learning about all the different services and treatments that they offer. And I ended up signing up for a massage. I had it the next day and I wasn't really sure what to expect. It was one of the best things ever. I literally loved it. I feel like it changed my perspective on life. I
see,
need
no, it
to go
literally, that's
and
exactly what I said. I left and I said, I'm a new person. I'm going to and I've already lost this, obviously, but I was like, I'm going to slow
yep,
down. I'm going to take it easy. Like, I'm going to be just like, live like a more Zen life. Like, life is about more than like commuting to Boston. And then now I'm back and I'm like, okay.
work.
Yep.
Yep, work. She
It
was like, "You're
was,
so stressed from work." Like,
that's what she said
you
to
fill
me
out a
too.
questionnaire and it's like, "What's your stress level? Like, how does stress manifest itself in your body? Like, skin, muscular pain, digestion, whatever." I literally marked yes for everything.
Me,
And she was like,
Mouselet
"You are
3,
so
and
stressed."
Mama Mouselet all ranked our stress on a day-to-day basis as on average an 8 out of 10. And then we're all the ones who have like extreme like stomach issues. Everyone else in the family was like a 4 or 5. I'm shocked Papa Mouselet was a 4 or 5 out of 10. I thought
Same,
he
same. I think
I
he's
don't know.
just being modest,
Yeah,
but
I would agree. Modest,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
My peach was
The
also
massage was
my
amazing.
massage. Me and Mouselet 3 both did, was it zero gravity or anti-gravity?
Zero gravity.
Which like was an upcharge, but actually it was amazing. It's very hard to explain, but it's like basically this like the bed like periodically they'll move it. I can't explain it right now. I cannot possibly explain it right
It's
now.
very easy. It's very easy to explain in one sentence. The bed moves, and so sometimes you are tipped where your head is lower than your feet. Other times the opposite. Other times you're like kind of scrunched into like the fetal position, but on your back, and that creates, especially with your eyes closed, this sort of zero gravity feeling where you don't really know which way is up, and you're just kind of in a trance. And honestly, it worked.
It worked. It was amazing. I have a full a reel up of and a TikTok up wherever you watch. I'll put it up as a short too. So wherever you watch your Mouselets content, you'll get to see it. Of my experience, it was $249 total. Definitely a splurge, but well worth it. My other peach, not including the massage, that is just like kind of
Wait, sorry about the massage. Also, holy your video. Okay, so I'm gonna take the mic for a moment, anyways, until that resets itself. Um, a really fun thing was when Mouselet One was filling out the like guest information. I guess there's someone who like calls you and talks to you about the cruise, and they asked if we were celebrating anything, and the Disney cast member on the phone with Mouselet One noticed that Mouselet J's
okay.
birthday was a couple weeks.
Just to interject, we booked our cruise with Undercover Tourist because they have some like savings, and it was our cruise concierge from I believe the booking agency with Undercover Tourist. This would be a good time for Mouselet One to be
Oh,
here, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't a Disney cast member. I'm pretty sure it was our cruise concierge that was offered because we booked through Undercover Tourist. Not positive.
well, everyone should be booking their cruise. Everyone should be booking their cruise through Undercover Tourist, anyways, aka Theme Park Frog. And that Disney concierge spoke to Mouselet One and asked, "Are you celebrating anything?" I noticed that Mouselet J's birthday is, a couple weeks after your cruise, and Mouselet One said, "Yes, we are celebrating that birthday on a cruise," which we were in a way. And when we got to our room, to our stateroom, in an envelope was a $50 gift certificate to the spa, which inspired me to go get a massage. And so I thought that was really nice and just a little perk that I assume was
Yeah,
like
Disney like
Disney
doesn't
related,
really
but
do
maybe it's
that.
Undercover
No,
Tourist.
it was definitely that was Disney. Disney like doesn't
Okay.
do stuff like that often, so I feel like that was very special. Um, My other perk is my actual peach number 3 was Senses. Senses Spa and Senses Fitness. I love to start my morning with a great workout. There's not a lot of gyms near me in the town I live in, and so I'm forced to just go to, like, the gym that they have, and I would literally pay, like I would pay so much more money to go to a nice gym, but there is no nice gym near me. There's nice gyms in Boston, but I don't wanna go to the gym in Boston, and so I'm forced to just go to, like, not that nice of a gym, and it was just, like, being in a nice gym. Me and Mouse 3 both, like, washed our faces with the cool towels they had after. They had oranges, they had, like, sparkling water. It was just I always had an amazing workout, and it was the best way to start my day. Any closing thoughts on the
They
cruise?
also have they also have cycling classes, and you did a stretching
Stretching
class on
on
either
the
the Wish or the
treasure.
Treasure,
Treasure.
and so there were I was talking to Mouse Jay about, the cruise at length on our travels back, and one thing we talked about was I was very pleasantly surprised at how health forward the cruise was. Like, I feel like I picture a cruise
Yeah.
as, people are
Gluttonous.
drinking, you're eating so much, like, yeah, very gluttonous, but between the metabolic conversation that I had on the first night,
Which I
where I
guess you
learned about my body's
loved.
metabolism and gut health, I did love, I just didn't like that it was a sales pitch. Um, Between that conversation and Senses Spa with the massage and then going to the gym, it just I was feeling, like, kind of health inspired
Me
leaving the
too.
cruise, and I really like that, you know, although there is alcohol and there's an adults only deck and there's a lot of food and there's a lot of, like, entertainment, you can kinda sit back and relax. There are opportunities for some more, like, I guess, health conscious people to, experience both, like, a really nice gym and a really nice spa, but also learning about your health. Like, if I had all the money in the world, I would have done, like, acupuncture and a facial
Same, and I'm going to
and
do
learned
acupuncture
more
next
about
time.
my health. Yeah, and also maybe I'll do the little, body index metabolic
Oh, you think you're gonna go
measurement
on
thing. Like,
another
there's just
cruise?
if I have the opportunity. I mean, I'm on the podcast, I'm halfway there.
I will say, yeah, I think that I don't always talk about it because I feel like Mouse the one called me like a pick me girl, and so I maybe was, but I am like very, very health conscious in general. And at Disney, like I think about the number of steps I'm getting, and I always like to go to the gym. So does Mouselet C, but Mouselet C could eat like 50 meals, and like he just has like an endless hunger. Whereas like I'm very conscious about what I put into my body, especially because I just have like I have all sorts of like food allergy intolerancy type things. Anyway, I felt like on the cruise I had like every ability to like be like healthy and feel good. I used to not want to go on a cruise specifically because I thought that it was just kind of like you said, like eating a ton, drinking a ton. And it's actually not at all. I mean, I feel like every day I got like 15,000 steps. I would get an amazing workout. I would be like relaxed. My stress went down. I slept like a baby. The ship rocking like lulled me to sleep. Like, yeah, I feel like it was so much more health conscious. And honestly, I would say even if you guys don't want to do a massage or anything, touring, if you go on any of the ships, touring the spa was really cool. And then if you do like any of the treatments, you can get into the steam room in the locker room. It doesn't have to be like that's not an add-on, it's just included. Did you do that? You didn't really have time.
No, I did. I texted the family, I said, "I just got," you guys were like, "What's the update? What's the update?" And I said, "I'll be out in 15 minutes." And I marched my little butt right into the steam room, and I just sat there and
It
relaxed
was
for like 5 or 10 minutes,
same. And then
and
I
then I
showered and
got out.
like used all their stuff. I just felt like it
Yeah.
was like, if I lived on a Disney cruise ship, I would be a probably happier, healthier person. Instead, I like came back to my like the trenches of my real life. So I will agree. The cruise inspired me to just be like relaxed and happy. And we had so many fun, good family memories. And I think maybe we'll do a deeper dive on like the cruise. If people have listener questions at the insert, we can kind of do a segment next episode too, getting into more cruise stuff. But for now, it's time to get into our special segment of the episode, which is a quick little game we're playing with Mouselet 3. This was Mouselet 1's idea. So obviously, me and M1 are the Disney experts. Mouselet 3 claims that he's a 8 out of 10 as a Disney fan. So I have 20
7.
questions of 7. I have 20 questions, true or false questions. And I'm going to ask you the questions, and you tell me if it's true or false, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. We'll see how many you get. I actually think he might get most of these. Right now, I'm thinking that you will get all of
Alright.
them. Okay. True or false? Space Mountain was an opening day attraction at Magic Kingdom.
False.
Correct. It opened in what year? What year?
1982.
1975. Starport 1975. It's all over the thing. Okay. True or false? The Tomorrowland Terrace used to be part of Main Street, USA.
Is that where they have that pasta?
The noodle bar? Yes.
False.
True. The Tomorrowland Terrace used to be called the Plaza Pavilion. The actual Tomorrowland Terrace during that time was Cosmic Rays. They actually did a little name swapperoo where they moved the Tomorrowland Terrace name from Cosmic Rays over to the Noodle Bar. So the Plaza Pavilion, yep. Even though it's themed totally like Tomorrowland. So, oops, I am trying
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's definitely what you were thinking. True or false? Back in the day, you could take a boat ride around the Swiss family treehouse.
False.
True. There was a swan boat attraction that went down there. There's still the water there today.
Oof. No, the swan boat. Okay, I know the swan boats went around the castle. They went all the way to the Swiss
They
family.
did a loop around the Swiss family treehouse. Yep. I'll do a YouTube video on it
Also,
soon. I'm feeling very inspired by it.
I was thinking that the Tomorrowland Terrace was themed like Tomorrowland, so why would it be part of Main Street?
Yeah, it is
that's why I said
interesting.
false.
There's actually a lot of lore to it, but not time for it today. True or false? There was going to be a Mickey Mouse themed land at Hollywood Studios, but they canceled it.
False.
True. I guess you didn't watch my YouTube video about that land and the Roger Rabbit land and the Muppet land. True or false? There was going to be an Arctic themed land at Animal Kingdom, but they canceled it.
I've said false to every single one of these, and I'm going to say false again.
That's correct. It's false. There was not going to be an Arctic themed land. True or false? There was going to be a dragon themed land at Animal Kingdom, but they canceled it.
True. I know that one.
What was it called? Beastly Kingdom. True or false? Disney.
I was going to say Forbidden Kingdom.
True or false? What is now Disney Springs was originally going to be a town that people could live in.
True.
Correct. The Lake Buena Vista host community. I guess you watched my YouTube video. Or you just assumed I would build it. Oh.
But I know that Disney loves communities. Epcot.
Okay.
There was something else.
True or false?
There was a...
True or false? The Hall of Presidents used to have a Christmas overlay.
True.
False. Made that up. Everyone, I hope you're playing along and see if you can beat Mouselet 3, okay? Right now, let's see. You are out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're 4 for 8, 50%. Not bad. Everyone, see if you can beat him. True or false? They planned to build a Soviet Union pavilion in Epcot right before the Soviet Union collapsed.
True.
Correct. True or false?
I listened to Sisters.
True or false? A prince tried to pay for a Disney hotel and build it.
Sorry, can you say the question again?
True or false? A prince tried to pay for a Disney hotel to build it.
False.
True. The Shah of Iran tried to build a Persian hotel.
He tried to what?
He told Disney he would pay for it.
To pay for a hotel.
Yeah, but then there was all sorts of things.
Wow.
True or false? Disney has 3 secret towns that people actually live in: Bay Lake, Lake Buena Vista, and Reedy Creek.
True.
False. They only have 2. Reedy Creek is not one of them, but that was the original name. It was a trick within a trick. True or false? Disney almost turned the Spaceship Earth ride into a roller coaster in the 2000s.
False.
True. Project Gemini. True or false? Canada was not supposed to be a pavilion originally in Epcot.
True.
False. Made that up.
Oh my God.
True or false? Disney almost built an Epcot in Disneyland.
False.
True. Westcott.
No. You're joking.
Nope. Instead of California Adventure, they almost built Westcott. True or false? The carousel was custom built in place at Magic Kingdom.
True.
False. It's from like the 1920s.
Hey, if you're playing along, you could literally beat me by being a baby. A baby could do better than me.
True or false?
Fair.
Disney almost built an Asian-themed hotel, but the CEO at the time did not like the idea.
True.
Correct. Michael Eisner didn't want an Asian hotel, so they built the Grand Floridian instead. True or false? Cinderella Castle is made up of more than 25,000 bricks.
True.
False. It's made of 0 bricks. It's fake. It's all just sketched on. True or false?
There's no way that's true. That's not true.
There are no bricks.
Those aren't painted on.
They like etch them into place. They're not real. It's made of like gypsum. True or false? There used to be a land at Magic Kingdom called Mickey's Birthday Land.
False. That was an overlay for the 25th anniversary.
True. No, that was the Cape Castle. Good, but no, that was the original name of Toontown. I guess you didn't watch my Toontown video, which is like my
there's
oldest
so much
video.
There's
I thought
so
you
much,
supported my
to retain
YouTube
everything.
endeavors.
I did. But do I remember every single fact from each of those
the whole
weekly
video was
40-minute
about Mickey's
YouTube?
Birthday Land. So, okay, last two. You're not doing too hot, but there's still time to improve. True or false? They almost built a Ferris wheel outside of Hollywood Studios.
False.
True. True or false? Sigourney Weaver.
Why would they have done that?
It was like a whole plan they had. Mouselet's lore for another day.
I'm Sigourney Weaver.
The final one. True or false? Sigourney Weaver stars in the Flight of Passage pre-show.
True.
False. Oh my God. How do you not know this? That's holy crap.
No. Wait.
No.
Wait,
that's
what is it
Sigourney
then?
Fever. I just taught Mouselet A this last night that she thought we're going to Comic-Con, guys. This episode was going to talk about that, but Mouselet 1 bailed. So we're going to Comic-Con this weekend. We'll talk about it next week. Okay, we're very excited. Sigourney Weaver's going to be there. And Mouselet A goes, oh my gosh, I know her from the Flight of Passage pre-show. And I said, that's Sigourney Fever. That's an actress that just looks like Sigourney Weaver. And turns out you also bought this.
But Sigourney Weaver, wasn't she in the intro for something else?
She was in the movie. She's not in the Flight of Passage pre-show.
I think you're wrong about this.
I'm not.
Was she associated with the dinosaur ride at all?
No, she was not.
I know Sigourney Weaver is associated with something Disney related besides Finding Dory.
Yeah, she's associated with Flight of Passage. She was an alien.
She might not be in the video. She wrote the book. They say that Sigourney Weaver or whatever, she might not be starring in the video, but
yeah,
they
but
reference her
Jackie
because she's
Ogden is supposed to look like Sigourney Weaver.
No, Jackie is played by Sigourney Weaver, and she's not a character in the video, but they reference her.
No.
She's the scientist. She's the researcher who figured this out.
Unfortunately, you're incorrect. Dr. Jackie Ogden is a character on Flight of Passage who is supposed to be, and she's played by Allison Blanchard. Google Allison Blanchard. She looks a lot like Sigourney Weaver, but she's not, and that's why we call her Sigourney Fever. Yeah, guys.
I'm shocked.
Everybody, Allison Blanchard, okay? Look her up. Sigourney Fever, as we like to call her. Okay, you heard it here first. She's not actually. Ready? Here's her page. Hi, I'm Allison. I'm an actress and a sculptor. That's her entire bio. You know what, Allison Blanchard? She has 553 followers. And Queen, you do look a lot like Sigourney Weaver. So credit to this girl.
Wow.
Allison, if you want to come on Sisters, I would love to have you. All right, here's your final. You had 1, 2, 3, 4,
She's
5,
listening,
6,
and she's actually probably going to
7,
reach
8.
out.
You got 9 out of 20. So you're close to 50%. Everyone, let me know if you did better.
They did. Everyone did better than I.
All right, let's wrap this baby up. Pit and Peach of the week. Me and Mouselet like to do a little Pit and the Peach. I hope you guys kind of start doing it too, to check in. Things that are going well, things that are not. I'll start with my pit. I did an in-person meeting today with the Massachusetts Department of Transportation, and I had to trek there in the rain. And it was downpouring, and I was wearing heels, and I got drenched before my meeting. That was my pit. What was your pit today?
Today or the week?
The week.
The week.
The week.
The week is either my sea legs, which are something that you get after a cruise, and it's not actually a physical feeling in your legs, at least not for me. It's a physical feeling in my body where I feel like I'm on a ship.
I feel like I'm floating on a ship and I'm moving. Yep, I also have sea legs. That's a pit for me. Yeah.
Mine has kind of gone. It's subsided as of today, but I will say yesterday it was rough for me. I was sitting at my desk and I literally felt like I was moving. Didn't love that. It didn't feel queasy. I just felt dizzy and I felt like out of control.
I feel like I'm
body.
Floating in
No,
space.
my actual pit is that. The actual pit is that my car died about 5 minutes before recording this episode. I was trying to go to the store and won't turn on. So after this, I need to call AAA and have them come and jump my car tonight.
Can't Mouselet
which I'm
J
not
just
looking
jump
forward
your
to.
car?
I don't know how to jump a car, and I don't.
Okay.
I
All
want to
right.
just
All
have
right.
a professional come and do it. I'm afraid I'm getting it blown up.
Okay. It's something you should learn. My peach is that I'm going to Comic-Con this weekend. I'm very, very excited. Taryn from Benchlandia will be there, which will be really fun. And I've never been to a Comic-Con before, so I think it's going to be really fun. What is your peach?
My peach is that it's Mouselet J's birthday celebration on Saturday, and so we have some family and some friends coming up to us, and we're going to celebrate. And we've been prepping. It's going to be a little potluck, and it's going to be kind of a fall themed thing. I want to go on the record and say I did invite the Mouselets, but unfortunately they already had plans to go to Comic-Con.
Yep. We were not able to attend.
But I'm really excited for that.
That'll be fun. Sad I have to miss it. All right. And the true way we wrap up every show is a very quick and brief fact of the day. And you have a fact prepared, so let's hear it.
I'll go first. My fact is theater related. It's about one of my favorite shows, Disney's Beauty and the Beast live on stage at Hollywood Studios, which is that the quick costume change that Belle does at the end of the show after the Beast turns into a prince, when she's kind of in her tattered fight outfit, she changes into her beautiful gold/yellow dress. And that is one of the quick changes that like inspired me since I was a kid. And it is the fun fact is that quick change is less than a minute. It is 59 seconds. We timed it on past trips, and you can sit behind like the stage vendor's booth and actually look at their video monitors and see their backstage view, which is how they make sure that Belle is in place with the Beast or / the Prince before they open up the curtains. And if you've seen that show, you know how impressive of a costume change that is. And I love watching it and timing it every time.
That is true. So does Papa Mouselet. That's a good one. I didn't prepare facts, so I'll let you pick a fact from my list of true or false, and I'll talk about one of these. Don't pick one of the ones that's false, though. Don't get confused. The green is the ones you got correct, not the ones that are true. We have a shared spreadsheet, guys.
So I need to remember the answers.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to remember the answers. Let's see. You don't want me to choose one that's false. I should choose one that's true.
Because that wouldn't be a fact to share. Because that would just be a...
Well, the boat ride around the Swiss Family Treehouse is that I assume that was on a track.
Yeah, there was a track, just like the Liberty Square Riverboat was on a track, or Jungle Cruise is on a track. It was an attraction called the Swan Boats, and you loaded kind of over where the Tomorrowland Bridge is today. They like reworked this whole thing, but it went through the Cinderella Castle moat. It went all the way up to the Swiss Family Treehouse. It went in a circle and it came back in that Adventureland water. And I never got to ride it because it closed. I would have to check, but it closed a long time ago, like decades and decades ago. But it had some really cool lore, and I wish that they still had it. No one would really like it now. Like, people just don't appreciate attractions like that. But it would have been really cool. And I do want to do a deep dive on the Swan Boats one day. Mouselet One is also doing deep dives right now on like extinct attractions, so we'll have to fight over that one. But guys,
Wait, can I ask a related question?
Oh,
sorry.
Okay.
Can I extend it for one more minute?
Oh, we're losing
the river, the Liberty. What's the big
Square
ship? What's the
Riverboat.
big boat
It's
called?
gone
The
now, but yes.
Yes, the Liberty Square Riverboat was on a track, and was the Tom Sawyer's Island thing on a track as well? Because don't those tracks intersect?
I don't think the Tom Sawyer Island one is on a track, but I'm not actually certain. Maybe.
That's not on it. That dinky little thing.
Maybe they are.
That tiny little log float. Well, if they're on a track, then how did they deal with it intersecting? You should look that up. Do a YouTube
That's why
video
I don't
about
think
it.
they're on
Maybe
a track.
I will.
You can look it up and you can talk about it next time you come on as a guest, which will definitely be sometime in February, potentially earlier, depending on when Mouselet One has their baby. Would you say if not sooner?
If not sooner.
Well, we're gonna do a video, our whole thing on Jollywood Night, so maybe you'll come and guest star there. I don't know. 3 Mouselets might be too many cooks in the kitchen. But guys, thank you for tuning into this episode. Be sure to give us a 5-star rating if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. Give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. Every single Monday on YouTube, we post Mouselets Monday Deep Dives that Mouselet 3, for some reason, doesn't actually watch. Makes me feel upset. But they're really good. We posted a really good one. You don't watch them. We're going to also post a full vlog of the cruise. There's a lot of stuff that goes up there, as well as obviously our Instagram and TikTok. So thank you for listening, and we will see you all next Thursday for another episode of Sisters.
Make sure to let Mouselet 1 and Mouselet 2 know how much you love Mouselet 3.